So that is it. That is every single trainer in the Kanto region knocked over. As far as I'm aware, there's nobody on the road to Mount Silver or anything like that. So we've knocked over every single random schmuck trainer with that nice little sped up section of me going through all those routes. So before I move on, currently in the Viridian City Pokemon Center where I left off, picked up a few things through the Meridian Sound. Weavile's on the 3rd floor of Seafoam Islands. I should have picked it up in the sped up section and maybe shown it off. No, I would have shown it off here anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Swallots and Honchkrow, both Meridian Sound on Route 18. I'm still debating whether or not I want to go and get a Miss Magius from Route 17. I might show that off if I decide to do it next time or something like that. There's a few other things I thought that I would need to get through Meridian Sound, but it turns out they're actually Pastoral Sound stuff, namely Slowking is only Pastoral Sound, so I've got to wait until tomorrow to pick that one up. And another thing I need to address is the Gym Leader rematches, because I found out with a little bit of research that you actually need to get all 16 badges in order to line up some Gym Leader rematches. I found this out the hard way when I tried ringing up Morty last night, and found that I couldn't line up a rematch with him, even though Tuesday night is the correct time. So it's actually not correct. No, not so much that it's not correct, it's just I do not have what I need to actually line up the rematch. So unfortunately I've got to wait a week for him. I also have to wait a week for Misty because her rematch window is Wednesday mornings, and it is now an hour, an hour past that morning section. We're in the middle of the afternoon. Thankfully though, once I've knocked these gyms over, I can still pick up two rematches today. I just have to ring up Jasmine at some point after this segment is done, as long as it's still during the afternoon, and then later on during the night I can just give Chuck a ring and he can line up his rematch with me as well. So, I have a team full of level 70s, having grinded all my way through those trainers and stuff like that. And I see no better lead than Turbo Drum in a gym that's quite obviously filled to the brim with fire types. Just need to make sure everything's fully healed. Yes, it is. A bit lacking on the hyper potions, but I've got max potions to back that up, so I'll just sort of chill them out there. And I don't really expect to do a great deal here, because it's just a matter of fighting a whole bunch of fire types and murdering the shit out of them with attacks like that. I'm actually quite thankful that he did not fire off the second extreme speed, because it probably would have killed me. Now, the thing with Rapidash, the thing with Talia is that she's weak to fire, but she does have a ground move, so she could kick ass here. I'm going to see if she can. Only because Rapidash is more of a physical attacker, so Talia might be able to tank a hit. Use a bounce, though. The paralysis does not benefit me in a great way whatsoever, but I'm fine with it. Okay, so when you knock one of these trainers over, he moves behind and either blocks potential pathways or leads you towards in certain directions. Like, for example, this schmuck here that I'm about to smash, yeah, he steps back, and so you end up with a dead end, because if he stepped into this little alcove here where I'm standing, I'd have been able to go through and knock this guy over and got into blame and skipped over these other three trainers. Unfortunately, he's an asshole and refuses to do this. So, excuse me while I go and use an ether on Hydro Pump, because apparently Hydro Pump has to miss like 28,000 times now. I think I'd rather talk to him from this direction, because if I talk to him from the other direction, he might move back and block me from accessing. You can die to a Surf. Specs boost is quite nice. I should try to remind myself to fit the Life Orb back on to Turbo Drum once I'm done with that. Let's actually see if he takes the correct step back, or if he's just coded to block your way or something like that. let's see, how does this work out? Yeah, they're set to step back into a certain direction, so yeah, they're just going to keep blocking potential pathways and then just sort of be like, no, you can't do that. It's obvious that a bunch of these are optional, but that doesn't matter to me because I'm going to be knocking them all over anyway, so I don't really want to leave with turbo. I want to try to preserve my hydro pumps, so I'll see if I can get a Volbat sweep on this schmuck. Easily defeated. Because, yeah, alright. Let me go ahead and get up a nasty plot, get up a second nasty plot, and then smash him with a slide plot. Piss off. Do you have another thing that's resistant to any of my attacks? Nope, so I'll just air slash you into oblivion. Volbat sweep is complete. Right. Here be Blaine. Think that's about it. Okay. Right, here we go. Lead will be Flooford. Fellow fire type. Actually, you know what? I'm actually thinking maybe I should lead with something else, draw the fire type attack, and then just switch into Flooford and say haha. But, nah. I'm not going to go ahead and do that. I will save state, though, just in case things go south. Yeah, I mean, I get that. Okay. Doesn't make the same old remark that I should probably have Burn Heal, but whatever. Realistically, he should probably have it once I kick his ass. Okay, so we have a Rapidash lead. This thing might outspeed me. It does not. So Rock Slide will do a lot of damage. Does not kill it though, unfortunately. Sets up Sunny Day. I'm not necessarily opposed to this unless I'm running into something that's got Flash Fire itself. But he's going to go ahead and full restore here. If RNG is good to me here, the Rock Slide might kill. No. It's around about the same amount of HP. I don't think it really matters now if he heals or not. I'm just going to get the quick attack in anyway. Because here it's just a priority to finish it off. Otherwise, I would have just gotten a little bit of damage and then just used Rock Slide again and killed it. Okay, Mad Cargo. I can stay in and superpower it. Yeah, I might as well. This thing almost certainly will have a rock move, which is why he's switching in here anyway. But I've got superpower, I've got muscle band, I can do a lot of shit. And before this thing has solid rock. I bet you anything the solid rock actually allowed us to survive there. Yeah, there's the earth power, running off the special attack stat, which I think might have actually been boosted for this hack, but it seems to not want. He seems to not want to heal this thing because I just put it on its ass with quick attack again. Doing a good job of the sweep, but in comes Camerupt. Could send Turbo Drum in. He's not going to take any. Yeah, Turbo Drum's probably the best option here, actually. Either him or Kaiser. But Turbo Drum sounds like a better shout. Hydro Pump does not miss. I'm quite thankful for this. And Rip and Kill. Okay, Ninetales. Ninetales got a bit of pace on it. Is Kaiser faster or is Turbo Drum? That looks like Kaiser to me. Alright, Kaiser it is. Yeah, I forgot about Drought actually. I didn't pay attention to the fact that the Sunny Day wore off, but now the Drought's a thing. That's going to be a permanent fixture. Let me go ahead and fire off a Dragon Pulse, see what it does. Confused Ray. I should be right to take care of that. That's a 2KO anyway, so I just have to deal with the fact that the fire is going to be around for all of eternity. Let me go into Trap Tricks here and try to bait out a fire attack. Yep. Goes for the overheat there. I'm not too sure what Archon can get in regards to abilities. I will take the opportunity to heal since I expect this thing to fire off a extreme speed and kill me. Nope, just going to put up a Protect. That's fine, I guess. You can just keep protecting all you want, because I'm just going to sit here and kick your ass with the thing. Thunderfang. Okay. There's the heal right there, not that it matters. That was just a matter of getting past his protect, really. He didn't seem to pose much of a threat once I had a fire type of my own out. And then this I think is his last Mag Mortar, in which case I will go with the Turbo Drum. I might lead with a Thunder Wave, just in case things go south with the whole Hydro Pump thing. I do like how the seals made it seem as if he shot something out of his arm there as he came out. That's kind of cool. None of the others really did a whole lot to do that, but that was pretty well made. So, outspeed, paralysis, gets this thing in. Solar Beam is... yeah, that's not a good thing. Okay, well I can't put it to sleep. Its fire move is going to almost certainly destroy me. Talia. Talia is going to die from a fire move anyway, but here I outspeed it, and I've got a super effective move, so I'm going to try to do as much damage as I possibly can. Hopefully outspeed it and then kill it with Kaiser using Dragon Pulse. Alright, that is satisfactory enough for me. Talia's purpose has been served. As you can see there, it's holding the White Herb, which pretty much just reverses the negative effects of the overheat. But at this point, paralysis, fuck all health, Dragon Pulse is going to kill it. That is game, set, and match. I also like how I managed to get the random little cameo in from Trap Tricks in order to get the double cash stack. And there's the overheat TM. And that gym is not going to ever reappear, you just have to call him at the correct time, which I think is like Tuesday morning or something like that. So, bit of waiting needs to be done for that, but in the meantime, I will now surf back to Cinnabar Island, and we will fly from there to Viridian City once I've talked to Blue. No, I'm talking to Blue first. That meddling red did me in. I only remember that because I only remember that like meddling red did me in line because I think I like read it in a magazine or something like that, like the screenshot. I don't know why. There was just like some weird guide for it or whatever. It was a very, very terrible and brief guide which only covered 2 pages though, so wasn't really worth looking at. Anyways, knock over Blue and I'll have access to Viridian Forest and I can have a bit of a peek in there. I'm about 13 minutes, so add the 4:15 to the end of that. That's around about 17.5 minutes. So I might be able to fit in the a quick little exploration of Viridian Forest at the end of this if I am quick about knocking over all of Blue's lackeys and Blue himself. Yeah, I might as well quickly just pick up a bunch of these. No reason to not do so. Just past the 700 cash stack there with all those schmucks that I knocked over. A bunch of them I knocked over with Trap Tricks as well, which is quite nice. And just like the 8th gym in Johto, this gym does not like the whole you should like have your Pokemon follow you and whatnot, and commands you to put them away. So this gym is a lot more fleshed out than it was originally. Originally, the inside of the gym was just a whole bunch of Lego blocks, and there was literally just the gym leader and absolutely nobody else. Also, I expected that Dugtrio to have Arena Trap, which is why I just decided to go with the superpower to kill it anyway. Quagsire, you've just ensured that you are giving me double your cash stack. And then lastly is Nidoqueen, which is just going to die to a Hydro Pump. I can go and heal it if I ever need to, so... Obviously I've got all these hyper potions, so I don't need to waste the max potions. I figured I might as well hang on to those in case they were really, really needed. Leave with Talia for this next fight, assuming I know how to get there. Yeah, I know how to get there. Right. Actually, yeah, how do you get there? Okay, that was easy. But as you can see, there's a whole lot of this stupid shit. Rotatey, like, push you in certain direction, puzzle-centric theme of the gym. And it's not so much ground-based, but a lot of the Pokemon here that the trainers are using are actually ground types, which I've just noticed. Dugtrio, Quagsire, Steelix, Mamoswine, I think she also had. Now I gotta work out which direction I want to go. I don't want to go right, because that's going to take me up and then just basically back to where I was. If I go left, it's going to take me back down to the start, which means the best option is to go in this direction, which will let me stop here. And then if I go in this direction, it will take me around to here. And then if I go over here, it will let me go here. Now, I got to work out exactly how I'm going to get to this last trainer. How do you get to that last trainer? I think I got it. If I go in this direction and then just do that, and I think I have to just do this. Okay, I think that works. Yep, that works. That is precisely how I wanted it. Maybe, I don't know. I'd rather have had all the frickin' Lego blocks all over the place, because that was actually kind of cool. Like, there is no better gym design than just have the interior made out of Lego blocks. Anyhow, let me go ahead and throw a save state here. If I fuck this up, which I have not, thankfully. I gotta try to work out how to actually get to these trainers. That, however, has just taken me right back to the start. Shit. Yeah, alright, whatever. I can throw the save here, I can afford to throw the save, it's fine. Right. Oh. Well, that was brilliant, I guess. Alright. Simplest solution is usually the correct one, but whatever. I'll get rid of that Hippowdon, because that thing is annoying as shit with the whole freaking sandstorm thing, and I'll go into Trap Tricks, because they can't do shit. This Claydol cannot do shit to Trap Tricks. It's immune to ground moves through Levitate, and it's immune to psychic moves because it's dark. It is excellent. Rip. 32k cash stack. That is juicy. Right. Go here. Alright, that's it. That is all the trainers, all the gym trainers in the game sorted out now. We've knocked over all the regular trainers, now we've knocked over all the gym trainers, and here we have our final gym leader. Throw that backup save. No idea what to lead with, in all honesty. I think I'll go with Bulbat because of A, lowest level, and B, fastest. Just to sort of scope shit out. If I had something with Protect, and that would be really nice, because then I can actually scope out what his opening strategy is here, but whatever. You know the good habits die hard, right? He is always going to be a jackass. Well, he wasn't so much of a jackass in Sun and Moon, so I guess I could give him props for that. Okay, leads to the Nidoqueen. I am expecting a rock move, or an ice move, or an electric move. It has none of those, because Bulbat would have shot it if it did have one. In that case, I'll just put it to sleep. Oh, Toxic Spikes. That's not a good thing. It's only one layer, though, so it's not going to be bad poisoning. And I've got a whole bunch of things to work with. Tyranitar. This totally calls for a war of the pseudo-legendaries, but unfortunately I am at a disadvantage because I'm weak to rock moves. So now I'm wondering what I should go into here. Kaiser actually does resist the whole Toxic Spikes. Now I'm not too sure if Bulbat will absorb them, or if the fighting type just means it floats over them. Trap Tricks has Levitate, so it's not going to get poisoned. Trap Tricks is actually a decent shout. I'll go with that, because I'm pretty sure I'll be able to outspeed it, put it to sleep, and get up a Sword Stance and smash it with a Seed Bomb. The Sandstream doesn't help. But it is asleep. If it gets up like 1 or 2 Dragon Dances or some shit, I'm screwed. But it's staying asleep for the time being. Seed Bomb does a brilliant number on Tyranitar. That thing could have been far deadlier than it was, but a little bit of extra pace helps me get over that. So that's 2 down. Number 3 is a Machamp. Now, Bulbat's a pretty damn decent shout, aside from the fact that it could have a rock move. I'm going to go with it anyway. Scope it out. That's basically what I want to do here, so just want to scope it out. It's not going to get a special defense boost from Sandstorm, because it's not one of the correct types. So Anticipation goes off, which implies the rock move, or possibly even Ice Punch or Thunder Punch. If it's Ice Punch or Thunder Punch, I'm not going to mind it as much, because Stone Edge could freaking destroy me. I'm just going to go in with the Air Slash and see how much damage I can do with that. That's a 2-shot. There's the Stone Edge. Tank it like a freaking beast, and Wide Lens means Air Slash is not going to miss. So there goes Machamp. So I don't think it would have mattered had I just gone with the nasty plot first up, but had I missed with Hypnosis, I would have been screwed there. Executor. I don't have a bug move, but I can kick its ass with Trap Tricks, Talia, Floof, and Kaiser. Turbo Drop. Wow. Okay, it's just occurred to me that I have a super effective move against Executor on every single team member I have. That is excellent. I'm not going to go with Turbo Drum though, I'll go with Kaiser. Specs boosted Flamethrower sounds like a pretty decent shout. Roasting the coconuts. There you go. At least Blue's not going to starve because he's got some roasted nuts. Alright, what's next? Rhyperior. If I wasn't locked in, then I'd be staying in. Unfortunately, that's not the case, so I'm going to take full advantage of the fact that it cannot hit me with its Earthquake, assuming it even has Earthquake, and be all like Turbo Drum. Because the thing that's actually occurred to me is that with the Sandstorm, this thing's going to get a special defense boost, and this thing could also have Solid Rock, so a Hydro Pump is probably not even going to be able to kill this thing. It has hit though, so it's at least going to do damage. It's just, is it going to actually die from this thing? It does. I got through Solid Rock and a special defense boost from Sandstorm, and it still one-shotted it with Thing. And I actually, you know what? It actually occurred to me. I never fitted the Life Orb onto this thing before I knocked over Blaine, and I only just realized it now. That was the Mystic Water with Stab that helped me get over that thing. Hee hee, you're unprepared for this. I'll knock you down. I only said that in case there were any, like, people who couldn't really see or read or anything like that, just so you know exactly what it is that he just said. But for anybody else who quite clearly understands the irony of this situation, you know precisely how stupid that line was. GG no re. Blue. That's it. You're a moron. Rest in peace. That is it. Because you're an obnoxious dick. Well, there you go. It's actually just occurred to me that the bulk of Blue's team was actually ground. Or just like Earth-based. He had Tyranitar, he had Rhyperior, he had Nidoqueen. I guess you could sort of include Machamp in that because, at least in the Pokemon TCG, most ground types are just like ground and rock are both sort of just implemented into the thing. Oh, here we go.
Hello there. Oh.
Okay. I will firstly go and quickly see if I can get into Viridian Forest. In before you actually have to pick up the Rockline TM in order to get access to Viridian Forest. That would be stupid as shit, but it wouldn't surprise me. Can we get in? Oh, so that explains the whole police lockdown thing. They actually think that I can handle myself now that I have the Earth badge. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but whatever. Anyway, no, we want to go and... Fuck it, I can just walk down there. Because I don't have a whole lot that needs to be done. It's 26 minutes, so it's a 30-minute segment. I don't want to push it to 40 if I can avoid it. Every time I look at Starly, I keep wondering if I found it in its shiny form. Just because of how similar it kind of looks. It's just its base coloration. That's just how weird it is. I know its actual proper coloration is like proper frickin' brown, but... Ugh, whatever.
Hello there. Here is a present for you. Wow.
Yep.
Well done.
Yeah, he's heard odd reports about it. That's exactly why I'm going to be doing a quick exploration of that place before I end this segment. Because on top of having access to Mount Silver, we now have access to every single legendary in the game except for the Weather Trio. The Weather Trio I need to beat Red to unlock. But I have access to everything else. And so I gotta hope I can actually get onto the frickin' ships at some point soon, because I gotta show him... I gotta show that random schmuck a Manaphy, which I can get now. I could go and pick that up anytime I wanted to. I might start next segment with me hatching the egg. But for the time being, we now get to go and have a little bit of an exploration through Viridian Forest. In before there are trainers here. I don't think that there are, though, so it'll be fine. Viridian Forest is another place in Gold and Silver that just was pretty much stripped apart. And you just didn't have quite as much explorability as you do here. For the most part, this is just... Oh, God, really? There actually are trainers? Alright, well, I'm just going to ignore those trainers because I don't give a shit about them. I'm just going to knock these ones over off screen. You've already seen me knock over enough trainers as it is in this entire LP. I'm just going to knock over those idiots off screen because I'm seeding at the moment because I thought I had knocked over every single random schmuck trainer in the entire game, only to find that that's a bit of a thing. Anyways, the reason I'm actually here is because of that. So, let's go ahead and have a chat with this good old Mew right here. And it teleports. So, we're playing a bit of a game of hide and seek with the Mew. We have to run around the forest trying to find the damn thing. Here it is again. And it has teleported once again. So now I've got to go and find it again. So I pretty much have to do the same thing over and over and over again until eventually it decides to challenge me. I only knew where it was I only knew its first two locations though, so I've got no idea where else it could actually show up. I think it shows up towards the end of the forest now. Obviously there's only one way to find out the answer to this question, and that is to go to the other end of the forest. And hope I don't have to fight off any frickin' trainers on the way there. Dire hit, most useless item in all of history. Can I dodge this guy? Oh, good stuff. Yeah, he's just in here. I believe this is where we will finally confront it. Yep, here we go. So here be Mew. 45 though, which is unfortunate because at level 70, there's not a whole lot that my team that can really do to weaken it. On the plus side though, if Mew can go to sleep sometime this century, on the plus side though, I can... Well, let's see if an air slash will kill it. That'll do. Put it to sleep. That should do the trick. On the plus side, this thing has a catch rate of 45. So it won't be difficult in the absolute slightest to get. Of course, I said in my mind, in before it breaks out of the first ball without shaking once. This thing also decides that it is not going to be sleeping for more than one turn at a time. Not that it was going to get much of an opportunity to attack that particular turn anyway, since it used Hyper Beam, but whatever. And Mew has been claimed. There we go. Is that the first mythical that I've gotten in this playthrough? Yes, it is. It is actually the first mythical that I have obtained in this playthrough. Good stuff. So, that's that. That is Mew. I will now try to get my way out of this stupid forest, and I will fly over to where you get the Manaphy egg, just to show off that you can in fact go and get that now. And then once I'm done with that, I will just sort of either end the segment or just sort of cut back once I have hatched it, or something like that. So let me go ahead and fly over. Fuck it, I'll just do this. It's probably a lot faster, actually, to be fair. Because I gotta go all the way to Olivine City, because there's just a random Kimono girl on Route 40, and she will give you the Manaphy egg, if you talk to her. So just drop that off there. Random Belch. And here we go. Yep. There we go. There be the Manaphy egg. It doesn't take a whole lot for it to hatch. So, I suppose what I could go and do is grab Tropius out, fight a Goldenrod, because this is usually a good place. It's just a nice straight line that you can go up and down on to hatch eggs. And then here I just got to go all the way over here in order to grab my Slugma out. And then I just get to go up and down until such time as this egg hatches. So, good times. You get to witness me hatch at least one egg on screen in this playthrough. Which reminds me, there's going to be a lot more eggs that I have to hatch. And I'm not entirely sure when I'm going to get around to doing those, because now that we have all 8 of the badges, literally the only things that are left in this LP are the Gym Leader rematches, the rematch to Elite 4, Red, all of the legendaries, nabbing the rest of their Pokemon and stuff like that, and then going after Arceus. So, we're just about done with this LP, so there you go. Anyhow, Manaphy has emerged from the egg. And so, I figured I might as well, since I can quickly just do this. Let me go ahead and put Slugma back in. Slugma has served me quite well as my, egg warmer thing. Shame the Mad Cargo couldn't do the same thing because it's got Solid Rock. We need to check to see if I can get on the ship here. Leaves for Vermilion City on Mondays and Fridays. Okay. Will it... Is it up at Vermilion City then? Okay, cool. I can jump on board this boat. This boaty. And then if I talk to this random schmuck over here, who I showed the Theone to earlier, put the Manaphy in my party here. And here you go. There is your Manaphy. And he will give you the splash plate. I believe that brings my plate count to... I believe it's 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, cool. The only 2 remaining plates, if my memory serves me correctly, are the Earth Plate and the Sky Plate. I can go and get the Earth Plate right now if I wanted to, but I am going to go ahead and bring an end to the segment right now. I'm just gonna go like to Olivine City or some shit. Yeah, just walk up here, do this, go into the Pokemon Center, and then you will see me in a completely different Pokemon Center next time, with not Manaphy in the party, because it's going to go in the box. So, that is it. We're pretty much on the home stretch now. I'm not too sure what I'm going to be doing next time, so we'll just sort of see what happens, I guess.